Konnichiwa, Saber Junkies! Look what we have here. A lightsaber. Dun dun dun. So this is a Starfall lightsaber. And this was sent to me by Jerald to do an install on. Pretty much free reign, just do an install. So this hilt is pretty awesome. Of course, Nick always does awesome work. And it is a one piece. In other words, it does not split in the center. So that means it has a removable chassis. In my book, that's what that means. So what I did after I received it was added a auxiliary switch to the back side here, which doing the install on that was just loads of fun because of that switch being almost inaccessible. And I added a nice dome button here, which Jerald, in case you ever need to access everything, this will come up with a bit of prying. It is not permanently glued in place, but it's enough to where it's not going to come out. So it's just got some tape on it and pressed fit down in there, so you could get something thin to pry that out and then have access to the wires and everything. So that's just a little note for future reference, just in case something goes out like the LED, and that does happen from time to time. So this hilt has an amazing sound to it. I'll show some of the reasons why that is, but first I've got a stock V3 up here and programmed as a subblade, making the LED separate in the PCB. So I guess altogether this has six blades on it, 4 being on the chassis and 3 being on the upper level crystal chamber, emitter, PCB, and then blade. The sound is genuinely just, yes, I love the sound of it. So let's take a look at this chassis here. So what I wound up doing here is I had to put this in the lathe and then mill this out. This material here, I can't say that I'm 100% sure what this is. I'm going to go with partly resin, maybe. No, I don't know. Maybe it's just painted aluminum. But no, it looked like a different material as I was milling it off. But maybe an upper layer of resin along with some aluminum. Either way, I needed to mill that out because the speaker comes flush, and of course I need to be able to push those pogo pins up into the upper chassis, or the pogo pins are actually up inside and the PCB needs to push up into the pogo pins. If you're seeing any smudges here, it's because it is kind of a finger magnet. I could wear gloves on this, but yeah, it just wipe it off. So just with a little bump, you pull this dude out. So we have OLED screen here in yellow, and some accent LEDs on each side. Accents on each side of the switches here with the 6-trace PCB on top, and a 28mm speaker from KR Sabers with this 16. What is it? Oh, with this 18650 key power battery along with the Saberbay cover. The board is a Proffie V3.9 from Tritium Sabers. So I've got different animations for each subblade, or each blade. Excuse me. Not.
I'm Luke Skywalker.
Not everything. I mean, there's only so many animations you have, which is not true. You can have endless if you want to make them yourself.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
But you have the name that comes up here, and then you have your off animation along with your on animation. So for this design, yeah, Jerald wanted these buttons up here to be able to, of course, operate this while it's off, or while it's out of the hilt, and be able to see the animations and stuff. This at least enables being able to use and see the OLED screen while it's out of the hilt.
You don't know the power of the dark side.
So some cool animations going on there. Of course, I did not design these animations. These animations come from a package that I got. Some of them are from CFX, like this one. And I'm not really sure who designed this one.
Alright.
Either way, I didn't design them. They're really cool though. Broken Graphics there. That's cool. I really like OLED screens. I don't do them enough. I should. I really like the way they look. If I make some hilts later down the road, I'm going to have to put some OLED screens in them. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. I'll probably cut most of this out of the video anyway. So, there we go. We've got the pogo pins up inside there with your PCB, which these PCBs are from Genesis. It beats the living hell out of me how you say it, but they're from what is the name of the place that I get these PCBs from? Oh, for the love of all that's holy. Osh Park. Yeah, that's where these designs are from. So rather than paying, you know, a boatload of money for a set of PCBs, you can have them printed yourself. Jeez, this video is all over the place. So let's just look at this real quick here, if I can get it into camera. This cover right here is actually aluminum, which I really like. Everything's went up so high in price. I wanted to put brass on this, but it's just crazy, the price of brass prints now. And let me turn this off here so you can kind of see it, get a better look at it. Different some little bit of different things in here. Honestly, these designs that I do,
something inside me has always been there, but now it's awake.
Are all done on Tinkercad, and so I'm looking at different 3D design software, and one of them that I've started on now is called Plasticity, and I'm telling you right now, it's just a matter of what you're used to. You can do so much more on a program like Plasticity than you can on Tinkercad. But I'm so used to Tinkercad, even though it takes, let's say, you want to put these slots right here. This takes so many moves to do this. You know, dozens of moves in order to get this right here. Whereas on Plasticity, theoretically, it'll only take a few moves to make this happen. But I have to learn the programming. And it's such a pain to stop what you're doing, especially when you have so much to do as it is, working 2 full-time jobs, to learn something new, which is one of the reasons why I'm glad I'm slowing down on this, so that I can learn something new. But Plasticity definitely looks like it has some great, you know, options for going forward with chassis designs. I've weighed so many different options for that, from, you know, Shaper 3D, Shaper 3D, however it is, Fusion 360, and as well as, you know, half a dozen others. It's just, there's so many out there, and then you look at, you know, Fusion 360 would be, I would say, the #1 choice among everybody, and you want to pay $1,000 a year for it. I mean, yeah, it's just too much. It's not worth it, especially when I can do most of what I want to do on Tinkercad, even though it takes so many more moves to do it. And that's enough rambling on the creation of chassis. Honestly, I know I'm not done rambling. Some of these different styles and stuff, it's taken me literally years to do on Tinkercad. I look back at some of the original work that I did on chassis, you know, just straightforward, plain chassis, and then I look at what I've done now and just the time that it took to do them. Some of the designs that I have that I save from Tinkercad and save it as an STL file won't even load back into Tinkercad. I can't even load it back in because there's too much info there, and it won't let me load it. I've had to go back to the original file and backtrack on the layers, removing layers from the original file and then exporting it, and just keep trying until I get to the point where I can actually import it back into another program in Tinkercad. So like just a brand new digital file, which is what I was wanting to do, is just simply change some things. And in the original file, there's so many moves that's been made, it takes forever to make a move, the words escape me right now for what I'm trying to say, but Yeah. All this. I'm just going to cut out all this. Anyway. It's just therapeutic, I guess, just talking to myself. So, this is snug. This is snug, which is a good thing that it's snug. It means those pins have absolutely no chance of moving away from the trace there. So that's it, guys. I hope you have a good one, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.